Return to Iowa City and some of the reasons behind bringing your team here to train?
It's always good to come back to Iowa City. You know, I haven't really, since I left here, I haven't been back here so many times. You know, in 2012, obviously, we were here for the Olympic trials. But since then, I haven't been back. I don't know, it's a special place. You know, it's a special place for wrestling. It means a lot to me personally. You know, I feel like I grew up here and accomplished some great things here. So for me, it's always a special place to come back to. And I think it's, you know, for the girls, we have a lot of reasons to be back here. I mean, obviously, I want them to be comfortable with this arena, with this place before the Olympic trials, so when they come in here, they're not so wide-eyed and they can get down to business right away. So that's number one. Number two, it's a great training venue. I mean, you have Carver Hawkeye, you have the stairs and things out there. You have this wrestling room that just, there's a standard in here, right? There's a standard of excellence, there's a standard of intensity and purpose, and I want them to see that and be around it and feel it. And I think being around the Iowa wrestlers and Coach Tom and Terry, I want them to witness that and be around it. So they're observing a lot. I also, you know, we're doing it so they can understand. These girls have grown up in an environment that maybe these guys have never felt, you know, that where they haven't been appreciated so much. And I want them to understand that what they do is very much appreciated, and wrestling is appreciated in not only the state of Iowa, but Iowa City and at the University of Iowa. So I want them to feel that and just, again, let the public get to know them a little bit. So that's our purposes for being here.
Some of them were, I imagine they were here in 2012. Did you have to sell this opportunity as much this time around, or was there a little bit more chatter on the bus?
No. You know, I mean, some of them that weren't here, they were upset because they weren't here in 2012. And so when I brought it up again, I just think it's a good thing for them. They enjoy coming here, right? And it's a good breakup. I mean, we're in Colorado Springs all the time. So to get out of the Olympic Training Center and get into another wrestling-rich environment, that's important for them. So it's not a hard sell, whether they're Iowa fans or not. They appreciate wrestling, and they can appreciate, again, whether they like the Hawks or not. I mean, everyone can appreciate what Iowa stands for, you know, and that tradition of excellence, and so they all appreciate that.
They've trained at a variety of places. Is there any place that resembles what they're experiencing here?
There's no place really like University of Iowa and Iowa City. I mean, you can travel across. I mean, obviously there's traditions of excellence. You know, if we go to Japan and their Olympic Training Center, they've set a standard in the sport of women's wrestling. There's a tradition of excellence there, and so we can go there, but it's still not the same. And maybe it's just me. You know, maybe it's just me and I'm biased, but I think they would say the same. And there's just a certain feeling here, and it's very hard to describe, I think, of what it really means to a wrestler and a wrestling enthusiast. And so I would say no, there's not really a place like this anywhere that I know of.
Terry, obviously you're working on taking women's wrestling to the next level, just from a marketing and awareness and appreciation, respect standpoint. To talk about the significance of having this here and exposing it to new fans and getting more engagement with the wrestling community.
I mean, I think that's where we're at. I mean, obviously it's a constant, continual fight or purpose, right, of exposing the current wrestling fans and the current wrestling coaches to the sport of women's wrestling, and the realization that, you know, we pride ourselves in the sport, that it's a sport for everyone, and it really is a sport for everyone, and women alike, and so it's really opening people's hearts and minds to it and making them realize that there's room on this wrestling mat for women as well. I mean, you know, right now, I mean, it's been the fastest growing sport at the high school level for the last 3 years, according to the National Federation of High Schools. But having said that, we're only in 7 states as a sanctioned sport. We have grown a lot at the college ranks and the smaller enrollment-driven schools. We went from 5 programs 14 years ago to 26 programs I think we're at right now. But yet we still don't have a Division I sport with women's wrestling. I think we're very close to getting emerging sports status with the That's going to be huge, but it's just a matter of time. It's not a question of when it's going to happen. or if it's going to happen, it's a matter of when is it going to happen, and who's going to be the first, who's going to step forward and be the leader of the sport of women's wrestling. And again, I'm biased. Why couldn't it be the University of Iowa? They've set a lot of firsts, and set a lot of standards, and that's something that I don't know if it's in the cards or not, but at least start thinking about it because it's coming. And they're not going to be able to push it away for long. So we're hoping.